Okay, today we're learning about radicals. Radicals. We're moving away from exponents for a little bit and taking care of radicals. Okay. So let's just review. We're going to learn about different types of roots, not just a square root. So we do know square roots. You guys have seen those before. 5 squared equals 25. Then 5 is the square root of 25. So that basically means 5 is the square root of 25. Now we have cubes as well. Earphones out. Okay, so 5 to the third equals 125. Then 5 is the cubed root of 125. So that means 5 is equal to the cubed root of 125. Okay, so the cubed root has the radical, and inside that little like hook, you put the number 3 so you know it's a cubed root. We want to find a number times itself 3 times that gives me 125. Okay, going on. We have 5 to the 4th is 625. Then 5 is the 4th root of 625. So 5 is the 4th root of 625. Okay, so again, when you have that 4th root, what times itself 4 times gives me 625? And that's 5 to the 4th. So 5 is the 4th root. Okay, and then have 5th. 5 to the 5th equals 3,125. Then 5 is the 5th root of 3,125. And again, we write that out as 5 is the 5th root of 3,125. Okay. So this is the rule, the nth root. For any real number, a and b, and any positive integer n, if a the nth equals b, then a is the nth root of b. That means you can have any root. Basically, you can have the 100th root. Okay. We can keep doing this all the way up to 100. We can go forever. Does that make sense? So that's basically what the rule is. Okay, so now we want to look at simplifying. Today we're only going to simplify like perfect squares or perfect cubes. There'll never be, tonight we will never have a time where it won't be a whole number. You're not going to get a decimal or anything like that. Does that make sense? Okay, you can get a decimal, but we're not going to look at that. We're looking at perfect roots. Okay. So for 16, most of you guys know what's the square root of 16? 4, because 4 times 4 is 16. We're going to show that by factoring it out. So in your notes, we're going to show all the work. So 16, what times what gives me 16, class? 4 times 4. Now I have a pair, and this is a square root. When there's no number there, you should know it's a square root. So this time you just need 2 of a kind. Two of a kind. I already have 2 of a kind, so I don't need to go any further. Okay. So 4 is the square root of 16. Any questions over that? Okay, on the next one, we have the cubed root. Since it's the cubed root, we need 3 of a kind. So again, we're going to factor it. 4 times 2, and then 2 times 2. So I have 3 2's. So the cubed root of 8 is 2. Any questions over that? Okay. For C, how many of a kind do we need? 4 of a kind. Okay, I want you guys to try that one on your own. Right? You could have 25 times 25 gives me 625. Or you could have just divided it by 5. That's probably what I would have done. 5 times what? Which is 125. And then 5 then times 25 would give me 125. And then 5 times 5. So right there I have 4 of a kind. So the 4th root of 625 is 5. Any questions over that? Okay, this one is the cubed root of 64. Okay, that means I need 3 of a kind. So you're the same number. So we're going to factor that. Class, what gives me 64? What times what? 8 times 8? If you did something different, that's fine. You could have multiplied, I don't know, 4 times something, right? Okay, 4 times 4 doesn't give me 64. Okay, so 8 is 4 times 2, and 8 is 4 times 2. And then you have 2 times 2, and 2 times 2. Okay, I need 3 of a kind, so I have 1 group of 3. So that gives me 2. And then another group of 3. So that gives me 2. Then you multiply those 2 together and get 4. So the cubed root of 64 is 4 because I have 2 groups of 3 2's. Any questions over that? If there's one more group, if there's more than one group of 3 of a kind or 4 of a kind when you're looking for 4's, then you just multiply those 2 groups together. Does that make sense? Okay. Okay, so let's see what happens when we have variables. So again here, we need 3 of a kind. So that's going to be x times x times x times x times x times x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times x times x. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more, times x. Any questions over it? So write it all out because you have 9 of them, and then see how many groups of 3's I have. I have 1 group of 3, so it becomes an x here. I have another group of 3. So it becomes x here. And I have another group of 3 here. So it becomes x here. Then I multiply them all together. X times x times x gives me x cubed. So again, you're still looking for the 3 of a kind. Yes?
So when you're doing 3 of a kind in this, you circled, like, you made 3 circles because it was of the 3, right?
Because I have 3 groups of 3. Any questions over that? Okay, what about, well, why didn't you guys do F in your pairs for me? Okay, so again, let's just review. I need 4 of a kinds. Oopsie, times x. And then y times y times y times y. Okay, so I have 1 group of 4 x's. I have 2 groups of 4 y's. If I multiply it all together, x times y times y times y is y squared. Any questions over that? Doing good? Okay, G. Hopefully we all know, you guys, what's the square root of 36? 6. Okay. And then we'll write out eight x's. Okay, and again, there's nothing here, so I need 2 of a kind. Remember, when there's nothing there, we assume it's a 2. Oopsie, and this is a kind. There we go. So I have a pair, a pair, a pair, and a pair. And here's my pair of 6s. So this is 6, x, 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 and another x. And I'm multiplying it all together. So I should get 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, x to the 4th. Any questions over that? We're all good? Okay, homework. Homework is your 1.4 homework in your packet, due on Tuesday. It's page 3 and 4 in your packet. It's front and back. Front and back.